Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 80. At the end of the last episode, I revealed that I'm taking I think it works out about a week off from the Doctor Who reviews, because I'm basically, I think apart from like 3 episodes in the middle there, I've basically done Doctor Who for the last couple of weeks. So I thought I'd take a little bit of a break while I've got a bit of time before the 60th. And actually look at another show that I've talked a lot about on this channel, and that is the Neighbours reboot. So in this episode, I'll be reviewing the first 4 episodes of Neighbours. I will be showing you the teaser trailer and the how to watch in your country videos as well, which I have shown in episode 57, but just as a refresher. But before that, it's time for the cast for the Neighbours reboot. So the regulars are Paul Robinson, played by Stephen Dennis, Jane Harris, played by Annie Jones, Melanie Pearson, played by Lucinda Cowden, Carl Kennedy, played by Alan Fletcher, Susan Kennedy, played by Jackie Woodburn, Toadie Rebecca, played by Ryan Maloney, Holly Hoyland, played by Lucinda Armstrong Hall, Nell Rebecca, played by Aisha Salem Turner, Therese Willis, played by Rebecca Amaloglu, Leo Tanaka, played by Tim Kono, Hugo Rebecca, played by Tana Ellis Anderson, Andrew Rodwell, played by Lloyd Will, Mackenzie Hargraves, played by Georgie Stone, Wendy Rodwell, played by Candice Leask, Sadie Rodwell, played by Emerald Chan, Sam Young, played by Henrietta Graham, Byron Stone, played by Saviour Molyneux, Cara Varga Murphy, played by Sarah West, Remy Varga Murphy, played by Naomi Ruvakina, Rukavina, maybe. Dex Varga Murphy, played by Marla Williams, JJ Varga Murphy, played by Riley Bryant, and Haz Defka, played by Shiv Pelka. Now on to the guest stars. Lucy Robinson is played by Melissa Bell, Mike Young is played by Guy Pearce, Harold Bishop is played by Ian Smith, Ellie Conway is played by Jodie Gordon, Chloe Brennan is played by April Rose Pangilly, and Reece Sinclair is played by Misha Barton. And breathe. That was the cast list, both regulars, so in pretty much every episode, and guest stars who can be in any number of episodes, but might only be for a short time, as will become clear later on in the episode. But before I get on to my reviews for the first 4 episodes, it is time for the teaser for the Neighbours reboot. Here it is.
This is where it started. This is where my heart is. This is where it started.
I love you.
This is all to me.
I will never, ever forget our wedding day.
This is where it started.
Marriage means different things to different people.
This cannot go wrong.
This is where it started.
I think they call it making an entrance.
And that was the teaser for the Neighbours reboot. Here is the full trailer for the Neighbours reboot.
Gosh, a lot's happened in the last 2 years.
All roads lead back to Ramsey Street.
I'm back! Some things never change.
I do really want to know more about you.
Sounds like a pretty close-knit neighbourhood.
Hello, everyone.
Maybe the ad should have said overly friendly neighbour.
got our daughter involved in this?
You just gotta give it a go.
Well, we found a date on the calendar and went for it.
I want you to find out exactly what she's been doing since she's been here.
Why would she not make her presence known?
Because she is a spy.
I'm worried about what I'll say. I'm worried that there'll be no coming back from it.
She's one amazing woman.
I have been keeping something from you.
It's about Harold. I can't make it stop.
Why didn't you tell me who you are?
Not having second thoughts about today, are you?
Yes, so... No! Stop! Bad computer. Don't do that, please. So, yes, that was the teaser for the Neighbours Reboot, followed by the full trailer for the Neighbours Reboot. And before I get onto my week 1 reviews for the Neighbours Reboot, it is time for just a refresher about how to watch Neighbours in your country. Here it is.
G'day, are you confused about how to watch the new Neighbours? Well, here's all you need to know. For a little understanding.
If you're here in Australia, Neighbours will air from Monday the 18th of September on Channel 10. From Monday to Thursday at 4:30 p.m.
At 6:30 p.m, the same episode will be broadcast on 10 Peach. Then you can catch up for the next 7 days on 10 Play.
And then after that, we can grab it all on Prime Video. UK viewers, Neighbours will be streamed exclusively on Amazon Freevee from September the 18th.
Amazon Freevee. That means it's free. You don't have to pay. It's free.
Episodes drop 7 a.m. Monday to Thursday.
Hey, did you know that if you're already an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can watch Amazon Freevee automatically as part of your package? Pretty good, I'd say. And there's also a back catalogue of thousands of classic Neighbours episodes for you to enjoy.
For more information, go to amazon.co.uk/watchneighbours.
Viewers in the USA can watch alongside the Brits via Amazon Freevee.
If you're in Ireland, the show will be back to RTE, and if you're in New Zealand, the show will be back on TVNZ.
Plus, Ireland and New Zealand can watch on Amazon Prime, along with South Africa and Canada. Got it? Now we really can become good friends.
Yes, so that was the how to watch a video released to make it easier to understand how to watch Neighbours in your country. But yes, it is now time for my review of Neighbours Reboot Episode 1, or Episode 8904. This episode starts with a monologue from Susan, which includes past events of Neighbours. The Varga Murphys arrive on Ramsey Street. Carl greets them. JJ finds a piece of confetti from the finale. Harold is staying with Carl and Susan. Carl questions Harold and why he has the history book. Holly leaves in a rush. Mike and Jane are FaceTiming. Mike is in the UK. Jane is in Australia. The Varga Murphys are staying at Mike and Jane's. JJ gets startled by the painting of Mrs. Mangle. Sadie and Mackenzie visit Holly at work. Mackenzie is practicing her wedding speech to Holly and Sadie. A guest arrives and Holly is more interested in Mackay's speech than checking the guest in. Paul arrives and deals with it. Byron also works at Holly's workplace, which is Lassiter's, which Paul is the owner of. Paul rips into Holly for not being fast enough with the guest. Byron and this guest revealed to be Reese. They snog. Lucy and Paul discuss Holly's work attitude. Leo and Abigail is Leo's daughter, catch up with Paul and Lucy. There is a wedding taking place and it is at the vineyard. Flashback to a year ago with Toadie and Melanie wrapping a present for Paul and Therese's recommitment ceremony. Susan comes in, gifting Therese a bottle of non-alcoholic champagne. Daniel, who is Paul's nephew, and Imogen, Therese's daughter, appear out of nowhere. Jane explains to JJ who Mrs. Mangle is. Jane gifts Susan one of Mike's famous lasagnas. Carl remembers the importance of the Carl reiterates the importance of the history book. Harold meets the Varga Murphys. Therese is one of the people getting married today. Reese and Byron have slept together. Byron explains to Reese he knows nothing about her. Holly gifts Reese a present. Byron gets a phone call. Byron leaves Reese's room. Mike FaceTimes Sam, who is his daughter, to check she's okay with him and Jane going away for a little while. Jane reminds Byron, who is her son, of how much she misses her daughter Nicolette, her granddaughter Isla, and Aaron and David, who are co-parents of Isla with Nicolette. Harold shows JJ the history book. Mackenzie is chasing her wedding speech and has steps his foot on it and stops it from flying away. Therese finds Josh's medal. Josh died during the 2016 last physics explosion. Just remember, Josh is Imogen's twin and Therese's son, or was even. Naomi and Cara talk about JJ's out of the way interest in the history of Ramsey Street. Reese gets a call from her dad which she declines. Therese's soon-to-be husband is Toady. Coming up, trailer. My thoughts on this episode: I like the transition from the finale to the first episode, and as we know, there's been a 2-year gap. Well, because in real life it's been 14 months or something. So yeah, there was bound to be a time jump of some description, but they've just made it a bit longer than it is in real life, so they can explain a few more things, I think. I also like that there's a new family for a new era with the Bargain Murphys. A great balance of old and new characters. My favourite storyline of this episode is the Mike and Jane, because Mike, as I explained, is played by Guy Pearce, who is a really famous movie star, and as I explained, he's in the guest stars. So we knew going in that wasn't going to be a long-term storyline. But I'll get to that later. Great idea to start the new era with a wedding, unexpected choice for the wedding, and it's great to have the show back. But next up is my review for the Neighbours Reboot Episode 2, Episode 8905. Recap of the last episode. There's new titles. Angie, who is Toadie's mum, and Callum, who is Toadie's son, are at the wedding alongside most of the regulars, as well as Lucy and Robinson, I believe. Toadie does his wedding vows, as does Therese. Susan is the celebrant for the wedding. Carl and Susan talk about the mismatched romance of Therese and Toadie. Therese disappears once finding Josh's medal again. Paul reminds Leo that he left Therese at the altar 1 year ago today. Paul realises he is not a marriage person. Therese tells Toadie about finding the programme for her and Paul's recommitment ceremony, Melanie's pig charm. Toadie tells Therese about his memory of wrapping a present with Melanie. Melanie wrote a letter to Toadie explaining her actions. Holly talks to Byron about her ex and comments on Byron's previous employment as an escort. Reese and Byron organise to meet up. Therese and Toadie arrive at the wedding reception. Toadie talks now about her reservations about Therese. Therese has forgiven Paul for leaving her at the altar. Jane comments on Susan not wearing her bracelet. Harold seems to be having some memory loss or memory issues of some description. Jane leaves the wedding reception to travel to the airport to meet Mike in the UK. Haz compares the risotto balls to socks. Carl gives his speech, as does Callum and Mackenzie. Reese and Byron meet up to learn more about each other. Reese deflects when Byron asks about the conference. Andrew delivers his speech. Paul steps out and Lucy, Daniel and Leo check up on him. Paul leaves the wedding. Therese goes to the bouquet, which Nell catches. Therese and Toadie try to leave but end up dancing. They eventually manage to sneak out. Toadie throws Melanie's pig charm in the bin. JJ finds another bit of confetti from the finale. Nell introduces herself to JJ. Mackenzie watches Haz swimming. Byron finds out Reese has been lying to him. Coming up, trailer. So my thoughts on this episode is the events in the 2-year gap are starting to be explained throughout. I feel the episodes are starting to make more sense, because obviously we were plunged in with episode 1 with the wedding and was like, what's going on here? But it's starting to make sense and it will keep going that way. Really warming to some of the new characters. Next up is my review for the Neighbours Reboot episode 3, episode 8906. There's a recap, obviously the title sequence. Daniel has a hangover. Paul tells Imogen and Daniel about who his new investors are, and Reese is one of them. But Paul doesn't know that Reese is one of his investors yet. Byron confronts Reese about lying to him. Reese asks Byron to keep her true identity a secret. Carl, Harold and Susan discuss the wedding of Toadie and Therese. Holly's running late for work. Byron, Mackenzie and Haz are all living together with Haz's dog Trevor. Mackenzie and Haz call each other idiots. Hugo hugs Toadie. Mel and Hugo are staying at Carl and Susan's while Toadie and Therese are on their honeymoon. Carl and Susan have an argument in front of Harold and Toadie about Holly's behaviour. Therese and Toadie head off on their honeymoon. Mackenzie takes off her wedding ring from around her neck. Lucy recognises Reese. Sadie scouts Haz's interest in Mackenzie. Toadie and Therese arrive at their honeymoon. Harold introduces himself to Haz. Haz has brought Trevor, who is his rescue dog, to work. Harold is the manager at Harold's. No, Haz is the manager at Harold's even. Byron stops Holly from shaking Reese's package. Holly takes Reese's package up to her room. Therese is proposing a retirement experience to the council. Therese does some work admin while Toadie is massaging her shoulders. Therese stops doing work admin to enjoy her honeymoon. Harold reminisces about Madge. Holly enters Reese's room to put a package in there, not without taking advantage of the opportunity and spraying some of Reese's perfume. Therese has fallen asleep. Toadie wakes her up. Reese interrogates Holly about using her perfume. Holly insults Reese. Toadie, no. Lucy works out who Reese is. And the episode finishes with a coming up trailer. My thoughts on this episode are that I love the sibling dynamic between Byron and Holly, and I love Haz's impromptu excuses for Trevor whimpering. I think he says he's hungry. Dishwasher are a few of my favourites. But next up is my review for the Neighbours, episode 4 of the Neighbours reboot, episode 8907. Recap. The episode starts off with a recap, like episode 2 and 3 and 1, kind of, but not in the same way that 2 and 3 do. Reese confirms Lucy's suspicions. Paul asks Holly to investigate what Reese has been doing in Arensborough. Remy stops a woman from choking. Remy meets Carl. Lucy compares countries. Conrad's child count to Paul's. Wendy tells Susan Remy is a doctor. Wendy returns a parcel to Susan. Susan abruptly storms in talking... No, Holly, that's what it should say. Abruptly storms in talking about Reese. Sam confirms Holly is in a lot of trouble. Carl thanks JJ for helping Harold by being interested in the history book. Paul grovels to Reese even. Paul gifts Reese a private tour. Susan has an online shopping obsession for jewellery in particular. Holly tries to defend her behaviour. Susan compares Sam to a model employee. Byron declines Reese delivers, not declines, can't read my handwriting, Reese an extra pillow at her request. Byron tells Reese he's the son of Jane. Carl talks to Holly about her behaviour. Carl also sets down ground rules. Holly throws Susan under the bus. Paul, Lucy and Sam greet Reese for a private tour. Byron laughs at Holly. Holly regrets throwing Susan under the bus. Carl finds Susan's jewellery box worth 20 grand. Reese finds a hair and a coffee that Toadie gets. No, that Holly gave her. Reese fires Holly. Susan explains how jewellery online shopping Let's start that sentence again. Susan explains her jewellery online shopping obsession to Carl. Carl references her investment to Montana Marcel, and we saw that before they did the farewell tour stuff last year. Susan questions Holly on why she's home. Holly tells Carl and Susan she's been fired. Dex's full name is Dexter. Dex manages to sort out the issues with the new house between Remy and Cara. Susan reveals to Carl that she resents Carl for her retirement and blames Carl for it. My thoughts on this episode is definitely the most dramatic so far, and it focuses on two families in particular, which are the Kennedys, which are a older family, and the Malcolm Murphys who only returned, made their debut in episode 1. Coming up next will be the videos, some behind the scenes videos from the first week of the Neighbours reboot.
Hello, my name is Riley Bryant and I'm playing JJ Varga Murphy.
Hi, I'm Naomi Rukavina and I'll be Dr. Remy Varga Murphy.
I'm Sarah West and I'll be playing Cara Varga Murphy.
Hi, I'm Marley Williams and I'll be playing Dex Varga Murphy.
Not only are we filming our first ever family scene, but the first ever scene of the return of the new Neighbours.
I pull off some cool stunts with the car and family. Very excited to see how it looks.
This is so exciting. This is the arrival of a new family on Ramsey Street, and I am the first resident to greet them.
Morning!
The Varga Murphys have just arrived in Ramsey Street. They're from Werribee and they're checking out their new surrounds. It's going to be dramatic and it's going to be great. Watch the space.
We're here to celebrate the wedding of Therese and... You alright? I'm a doctor.
Well, I, for one, am looking forward to having a new stepmother.
But I don't like her and I never have.
Is there a wedding going on?
Beautiful celebrant and a beautiful husband. I've got to go.
My hands are tired from clapping, cheeks are sore from smiling.
We are so excited to be back on set for the wedding of the century, besides ours. Obviously we're married, which is maybe the longest running marriage in Neighbours history.
I am now off to my reception and let's hope that lasts longer than my last marriage to Paul.
The scenes we were shooting today were in Harold's Cafe, named after the original, but now run by this new guy. One scene that we shot today was regarding the history book that Harold carries around.
There's more to the history book than people will realise, and when the show starts again, the history book becomes very important. Harry now is looking after Harold's.
Harry's taken some liberties. He's moved in a record player,
Yes,
bunch of LPs.
turn your back for a minute.
Revamped the design.
There's a sameness about the two of them, yes.
Which is lovely.
And all you've got to do now is get fat and grow several chins.
Hi everyone, my name is Nathan Borg and I'm very excited to announce that Curtis Perkins is back as a recurring supporting character. I'm very excited for everyone to see what's been happening on Ramsey Street. Lots of drama. See you soon.
Everyone, very exciting. This is our first location shoot today. We're here with Therese and Tony. Shh. Hey guys, I'm here with Ryan. We're really excited because today we are filming scenes on a honeymoon. How the fans are going to react. They are going to go crazy.
Once they see how in love their characters are, that makes sense. The characters have been through so much.
And they're very much in love.
They've been screwed over so badly that they've actually discovered that we're actually perfect for each other.
What's it like to be kissing Ryan?
It's almost like kissing your sister.
Yeah. Where have everything?
Toadie's organised an absolute feast. We've got cake.
We've got cake.
We've got cake. We've got olives.
And we got the baguette. Yeah.
Well, that is a wrap. That is the end of shooting our honeymoon. And it was beautiful. Alright, now, you get out of here. Give some privacy. Go.
Oh, welcome to my little weekly roundup, the Robinson's Roundup, I call it. In case you hadn't heard, did you know there was a wedding?
Toadie, Therese, it is my great honour to pronounce you husband and wife. Toadie?
The best bit.
Oh, and there's that new family who have moved in across the street. Gonna keep my eye on them. They look a bit shifty. Especially that young one. JJ, I think his name is. Oh, and by the way, have you seen my new business partner? Yeah, she's making waves. Haven't quite worked her out yet.
You need to do damage control fast.
And the Kennedys? Not quite right over there, is it?
I've been resenting you. It's been churning inside me and I've tried to ignore it, but I can't.
But then when is it? It's the Kennedys. Oh, that's it for my roundup of little gems for the week. Catch you next time.
Yes, so those were all of the behind the scenes videos from the first week of the Neighbours reboot, and that's actually it for the Everything podcast, season 2, episode 80. So in the next episode, I will be doing the same thing, but for the next 4 episodes, and then the episode after that will be the last 4 episodes, and then we're up to date. That's it for the Everything podcast, season 2, episode 80. Goodbye.